Hello, my name is Skip, and this is From the Fourth Row's review of Wrath of the Titans. Now, Wrath of the Titans is the sequel of the 2010 movie Clash of the Titans, which in turn was a reboot of the 1981 movie of the same name. Now, Sam Worthington reprises his role of Perseus in Wrath of the Titans, and he's the half human, half god son of Zeus. Who also reprises his role is Liam Neeson, and his brother Hades also reprises his role, and that's Ralph Fiennes. Now, Ralph Fiennes is imprisoned and gets away, and he decides he's gonna get back at Zeus and Perseus, and so he makes a deal with Ares, played by Edgar Ramirez, to release this captured monster or god. I guess it's the father of Hades and Zeus and some other gods, and that's Kronos. And along the way, we have Zeus getting captured by Hades and Ares and sent to the underworld. And so Perseus gets a couple other people together, and they decide they're going to go on a mission to free Zeus. But once they get there, they understand that there's a bigger deal going on, and then there's, you're talking about they're fighting minotaurs, and they're fighting two monsters in one type of guys. And they're like super assassin guys, but they're like two monsters in one, and they fight, and they get spit out by the Hades and the underworld. Then we're talking about the two-headed dog, and we're talking about just some nasty one-eyed cyborgs, and I mean just all kinds of mythical creatures that you can think of. But by the end, we know we're going to be fighting a gigantic molten lava, a character called Kronos, and the special effects in Wrath of the Titans is just breathtaking. I mean, how they can create this world and make it look so realistic is just phenomenal. And all of the mythical creatures look great, and the humans do a great job of fighting, whether it be with axes or swords or scepters or whatever you call it, or bow and arrows. And we have some other children of the gods in here as well, like Apollo and Queen Andromeda and all these other different people. But the story in and of itself, I would have to say, is kind of pretty bleak. I mean, it's just like a kind of a boring story. I mean, you sit through this movie and you basically have these guys go on a mission, and they have to free Zeus, but Hades and Ares are there at the end, and a lot of it's the ending of the movie. The ending of the movie takes longer than the trip to get to the ending of the movie. The ending of the movie is almost like an hour long. It's huge. But there really isn't a whole lot of story in Wrath of the Titans. I think the director, Liebsman, he just wants to throw all these different crazy mythical characters and special effects at you, and he forgets that there just isn't a lot of plot involved. I guess you have to have a suspension of disbelief when you're talking about gods and monsters and mythical characters. So, I mean, I've been debating whether I liked this movie or didn't like this movie, and I'm going to give it a mild see it. I think it's just breathtaking, and I think there's a little bit of humor, a lot of action. Perseus, he's like half human, half guy. I mean, this guy goes through hell and back, no pun intended, and he doesn't get a lot of injuries, so that's kind of a little weird. But I'm going to say mild see it for Wrath of the Titans, and this is Skip, and this has been From the Fourth Row's review of Wrath of the Titans.